baseball tournament has been brought to you by Acapulco's Mexican restaurant here in Blackstone, Virginia. Accounting Surgeon in Peru. Debbie's Doodles here in Blackstone. That's Fashion in Blackstone. Treats from Betty's Kitchen in Blackstone. And Victoria's Beauty Salon. Now, stay tuned for John and Robbie Hart right here on FM 90.9 WPEX. Well, here we are once again, Robbie, right here on FM 90.9. Exciting Dixie U, nice Dixie U baseball, and kind of cut out there for a minute. There you go.
You gotta stop. You need to fix that pot one day.
I never have fixed that thing. Well, folks, welcome them again to how do you pronounce it, Robbie?
Neblet Field.
Neblet
Field. Another day of baseball here. These things get longer as well, but this one right here means a lot more to both these teams. Well, the winner, of course, stays in the tournament. The loser goes home.
Right, and yesterday, of course, the Farmville, or Prince Edward Farmville went against Dinwiddie's American, and they were beaten by them, and of course, they were in the loser bracket. Then Blackstone played the next game, and of course, that was a little bit closer, and Blackstone almost pulled it out. In fact, they led for most of the game, and then, of course, getting towards the end, Dinwiddie Nationals were able to come back with a lot of different. We're going to stand by for our national anthem, so please stand by.
If you can camp the flag, that'd be good. Thank you.
There was the presentation of the colors and the national anthem here at the Neblet Field, and well, Robbie, like I was saying yesterday, it's a must-win for either one of these teams. The one that loses is out.
Yep. Winner, of course, of this goes on to play Lunenburg, who lost their game last night. So, very important game here. Blackstone will be taking the bat first, and Hunter McGraw will be the first one up for Blackstone. On the pitching side, Matthew Fitz starting out pitching for the Prince Edward Farmville team.
All right, batters, get ready, buddy. Hunters, get ready. Josh, get ready, buddy.
One thing we're going to be having is a pretty good, got our microphone kind of aimed towards the Blackstone dugout, so we ought to be able to hear. We'll probably hear Coach Randy Webb giving instructions. Along with the other two coaches, has done an extremely good job this year. And, it's been a pleasure, since we've been doing the broadcast for the Blackstone minor and major league tournaments, and they've just some great coaches, and they deserve a lot of credit. And of course, Randy Webb, I was talking to him earlier, and he's been doing this for over 20 years.
That's a long time.
And when you're doing something like that, and I always make a comment, well, they do it because the pay is so great. Well, I got news for you. The pay isn't great.
Pay, it's not so good. It costs you money on this one. Got to drive all the way out here to Lunenburg every day. Yeah, I don't think you're making a lot on this one, I'm afraid.
But Randy is he's had a lot of good championships teams. He's been at it for years and years, and it's a tough job. And then, of course, especially when you get into the All-Stars and this type of deployment where things get very, very serious, it's still, once again, it's tough. So it's tough for all the coaches and kids because this is a higher element of play because they're All-Stars. They are the best in the league.
As I was telling Matthew last night, if you play against the same level players all the time, you never get better. Step up your game with other players. That's how a lot of these players will advance and get better.
Well, I guess everything's getting ready to go. We're going to start out the first pitch.
Hunter McGraw for Blackstone, up the bat.
Here comes the first pitch. This one's going to be low and inside, ball one. So things start out, 1 ball and no strike to McGraw. Here comes the next pitch. This one's going to be a pop-up. It could be caught almost by the first baseman, and he almost hustled over there and got that thing. That ball was fouled almost over the third base and just went foul, and the first baseman almost got it. Well, that'll bring the count to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh Bond is up, followed by Logan Powell. Here comes the pitch. And a hard hit, well, not a hard hit ball, kind of a ground foul. Now he'll still be in there for strike 2, so 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. To Hunter McGraw. Over the season, we've seen him have a lot of great hits. He can really smack the ball. He gets a hold of it. Here comes a pitch. That's going to be a little outside for ball 2. 2-2 is the count.
Yeah, I thought that might have nicked the outside corner, but not quite. And I think a bug just crawled across her camera outside. Yeah.
Here we go. This one's going to be in there
3.
for strike 3, and that was right down the middle.
I don't know. It looks like it was inside a little bit. I think that's what Hunter was seeing there, too.
Number 99, Josh Bond.
I've got a really bad view of home plate. In fact, I can't even see the umpire.
Josh Bond up the bat now for the Blackstone All-Stars.
Here comes the pitch, and this is going to be foul back, strike 1.
Matthew Fitz, I believe he pitched the other night. The batting ERA of 7.71.
Not too bad.
Not bad at all.
Here comes the pitch, and a foul back will be in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. Logan Powell will be on deck. Josh Bond wearing 99. Matthew wanted that number, and he got there first and got it.
I remember that, too.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the pitch. A little bit more wind today. That one went down for another strike. So that will be 2 outs. And up comes Logan Powell with push Matthew Hart on deck. Yeah, a little bit more wind day we had yesterday. Here comes now the pitch. And that's a foul back, strike 1.
A lot of fouls we're seeing here early. I guess they're having a hard time getting Matthew Fitz's timing down.
Oddly enough, Logan Powell has not struck out in this, in any of these series. Here comes the next pitch. That one's going to be in there for ball 1. One goes 1-1 count. And he didn't strike out all year long. A lot of wind blowing now. We may have to tie his tent down so it won't blow away.
Begin to think you may be correct in that. Let's see during the break.
Here comes the pitch, swing, and this is going to be a kind of a tip back. The ball don't go nowhere except down in the dirt. Now to be in there again, strike 2.
Logan found himself way behind here all of a sudden.
1 ball and 2 strikes for Logan Powell. Here comes the pitch, way down in the dirt. Now bring the count 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes for 2 outs. Blackstone likes to score early if they can. Here comes the next pitch. And it's a hard hit. This one will go to first base. He will get him, and that'll be the 3rd out. But Logan Powell gets the 3rd out, 3 up, 3 down. When they come up next, Matthew Hart, Jacob Morris, and Andrew Pumphrey will be leading off. And we're going to be right back as the Prince Edward Farmville will be coming up for their first bat. At the bottom of the first, 0-0, it's Dinwiddie and It's actually Prince Edward and Blackstone squaring off. We'll be back right after this.
trustworthy, qualified individuals to handle your payroll, bookkeeping, or taxes? The doctors are on call. You need the accounting surgeons. Contact Mary today and set up your appointment. Put your business in safe and confidential hands, the hands of the accounting surgeons. Call Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The phone number to call is 434-538-0595. The accounting surgeons, located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe.
Church boy!
This don't make no sense, Sean. Hey. I hope I bring you glory on this one, Father. Help me now.
Prom season is here, so stop by Epps Fashions at Blackstone and get just the right gown for you. And if they don't have exactly what you're looking for, they'll order it for you. And don't forget, fellas, Epps Fashions also has your tuxedo rentals, and you can receive $5 off for proms only. For all purchases made March 7th through March 31st, 5% will be donated to your church or organization. Even more of a reason to visit and check out their wonderful selection of fashions for men and women. Epps.
Back here in Victoria, Virginia, Blackstone All-Stars against Prince Edward's All-Star, and we're getting ready to start things off again. Here comes the batter up for Prince Edward. R.D. Dalton pitching for the Blackstone All-Stars, and the first one is a foul back for strike one. RD stands for Ryan Dalton, by the way. Here comes the next pitch. Outside, ball one, so that's 1 ball and 1 strike. The count goes 1-1. Trouble is, kind of dead right now here.
Yeah, a lot of people here.
Here comes the pitch now. Ryan Dalton winds up and delivers. This one's going to be a ground to right to Dalton. He turns, throws it to Matthew Hart. He gets him out easy, and that'll be in there for out number 1.
Back up a little bit, though.
And that's going to bring up White. He plays first base.
Come in a couple steps, Hunter. You ready for a little pop? Right there. Be ready.
The outfield, by the way, is playing back. Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be outside, ball 1. Like I said, I got a really poor view of the catcher and the umpires, so I can't see a whole lot what's going on, so Robbie can correct me if I call it out wrong. RD now winds up and delivers. Into the dirt once again, way low. Not a good pitch at all. And that's going to be in there for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, RD having a few problems getting up to speed here. It's kind of hard to find that pocket, especially on a day like today. Hot, sunshine down on you, you know.
Oh, yeah. Here comes now the pitch.
Outside.
And that one's going to be the outside. I never noticed something, and I never noticed it throughout the entire season. But RD's left-handed.
Yep.
And I just didn't really realize that.
Come on, defense.
I never did. Here comes now the pitch. 3 balls and no strikes, and that one's going to be low, and that there they put White on base on walks. That's something you can't do.
No, Matthew Fitz coming back now for the Prince Edward Farmville team.
Well, that puts runners on first base. Now the defense has got to step up. Matthew Fitz is up the bat, wearing number 2 in the white jerseys of Farmville. Ryan Dalton now checks the runner, now pitches the ball. This one's going to be in there for strike. Here comes the runner hitting down to second base, and he decides to be smart and turns back. Good throw by the catcher.
Let's be ready, guys. Let's be ready, man.
So that'll bring the count to no balls and 1 strike. Here comes the next pitch. Hard hit ball. This one's going to go to second base. He gets him, and the second out will come in. Nice way. Got the leadoff runner. Farmville still got a man on first, but a good wise plays, and that means so far they got their head in the game.
Definitely. Very important here. Just don't make silly mistakes.
Nathan Drew is up. Runners on first base for Farmville. Here comes Dalton with a pitch. And this one's going to be out. Matthew might get it. He gets it. Third out by Matthew Hart. So, a good defense. 3 up, 1 3 up, 3 down, but it's still a great defense by the Blackstone All-Stars. And with that, we're going to be right back right after this.
You are ready, buddy. You are ready. All right, let's go, Patty.
Spring and summer's not far down the road, so call Victoria's today and inquire about her unlimited tanning sessions for the month for only $29.95. That's right, only $29.95. You can beat the heat and you can beat the price. Cost for individual visits is $5 per session, and go ahead and complete the brand new you with a new style from Victoria's. Shape-ups, relaxers, hair color, treatments, cuts, perms, weaves, and shampoo sets. All this and more waiting for you at Victoria's Beauty Salon, open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 6 and Saturdays from 7 to 4. Victoria's Beauty Salon, located at 110 North Main Street in Blackstone, where your hair is your glory.
Back here in Victoria, Virginia, right here on FM 90.9 WPEX. Exciting Dixie Youth Minor League All-Star Tournament. We got right now Blackstone All-Stars up against Dinwiddie. Or not Dinwiddie. I keep saying Dinwiddie on the brain to Prince Edward Farmville. It's tied score 0-0. And just, I got to tell you, just in the last couple of, as we go to the top of the second, Matthew Hart made a great play, bring that third out, number 1, at first base. So, anyways, you can see already so far the Blackstone All-Stars have got their hit in the game pretty good.
They're holding their own, which is always good. You hold your own, that's ahead of the game right there.
Pitching is... Oh, we don't have that up yet, but that's okay. All right, here comes the pitch now.
Get out.
And this one's going to be a little bit outside, ball 1.
Yeah, Matthew Fitz is still in for pitching.
Yep, I got it. So Matthew Hart will like to try to get something going. 1 ball and no strikes. And that one's going to go foul back. Now bring the count to 1-1. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Hart.
You got to be patient on these. Wait for your pitch. Don't swing anything that's not where you want it. Know where your strike zone is.
Matthew Hart up the bat. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. And he burned that one down way low, and that's going to be in there for strike 2.
Man, you're pulling off your head instead of looking at it, buddy. Come on. Close it.
So the hitting has not yet come to the Blackstone side.
It's not so far the day for hitting, that's for sure.
Here comes now the pitch. And that was going to be swing and a miss. And so that'll be gone for Matthew. Jacob Morris will come up next.
Now batting, number 15, Jacob Morris. Number 10.
Mental focus now. Let's go, fellas.
As you hear Randy Webb says, mental focus. Come on, fellas. With 1 out, let's see if Morris can get something going. This is how he started off yesterday.
Yeah.
Come on, Jake.
Of course, he did score 1 run earlier in the Dinwiddie game. However, the hitting still wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah, it's just tough, I can say.
But it's almost like, and I got to tell you, on both teams, everybody's still like they're asleep or something. It's just not, they're just not maybe the hot weather and stuff like that, but it's kind of like a lazy Saturday afternoon, basically. Here comes the pitch. Morris will foul it to the kind of like the third base line over towards the grandstands there. Of course, that will be in there for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Here in the second inning in Victoria, Virginia, Blackstone and Farmville squaring off. Here comes the pitch from Fitz. This one's going to be way low in the dirt. In there for ball 1. 1-1 is a count. Andrew Pumphrey is up on deck, followed by Peyton Lawson. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be a pop-up. The first baseman has well, he don't have a chance. It actually went over towards the right-hand grandstand, and now be in there for strike 2. And it's just like we're just not getting the bat on the ball. We're fouling it a lot, you know, and tipping it a lot.
Having a hard time getting Matthew Fitz timing here.
Yep. Well, you know, Matthew Fitz has thrown a lot of different types of deliveries, which may have be throwing the Blackstone batters off him quite a bit.
Very possible.
Here comes now the pitch. And this one could be for a base hit, and it does. Nice base hit by Jacob Morris, and up comes Andrew Pumphrey. Andrew, see if he can get something going. Blackstone has a runner on first base. And that was a nice hit. That's the kind of hits I like to see.
Yeah.
Fitz now takes aim. And now he fires. Down, it's going to be low. And that's going to be a ball 1. And there goes Jacob Morris. He's going to go ahead and run down second base. And so now with 1 out, Blackstone has a runner in scoring position. 1 ball and no strikes to Pumphrey. Runners on second base for Blackstone. Here comes a pitch way high. That's going to be in there for ball 2. Morris takes about a 6 or 7 foot lead off and just kind of turns around and walks back to second. Blackstone needs to get that bat cracking here and bring Morris around. Here comes a pitch from Fitz. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Yeah, still haven't. I mean, Fitz is throwing anything so far. 8 balls, 16 strikes.
Back the outfield for Farmville still playing way back, and so are the actual infield is playing back as well. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be in there for strike number 2.
Yep, strike number 2.
How did that look to you, Robbie?
That's a strike.
Look at that ball against the contact.
It looked good from here as
It's hard to
well.
tell. There's a player in my way on my camera here, but I need to boost the thing up about 10 feet, I think.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, and this one's a hard hit right down the hole. They're going to go ahead and send Morris on in. This could be Blackstone again. He will make it in easy, and Morris will end up scoring. Pumphrey will be on safe at first base.
Very
and Blackstone is up 1-0.
Very important score for Blackstone.
Peyton Lawson is coming up next, followed by DJ Coleman. Now let's see what Peyton can do. Blackstone finally up by 1 and maybe get something going here. Get a little excitement going in the dugout. Here it goes. He pays the punch now. The bunt. He pulls back.
Now you pull back quite in time, though. So that's a strike.
Look at that ball,
I think Randy had the steal sign on, and Andrew Pumphrey didn't go, but nevertheless, no balls and 1 strike. And he shows bunts again. And there he goes again, and he kind of fouled back. Pumphrey will go back to first base.
Well,
And he did kind of a...
They say he didn't have it, or he didn't hit it. So he stays right on second base.
But that'll strike him out. It'll bring out number...
Peyton Lawson's still up. Still 1 out.
Oh, okay.
Tag up on the fly, buddy.
That brings in strike number 2. Here comes the pitch.
Strike 3.
Strike 3, and that umpire, if it's right down there on the corner, he's going to call it.
Yeah, he's got a kitchen looking every time. DJ Coleman coming up here.
Runners on second base now with 2 out. DJ can really rack the ball as well. In fact, all of the Blackstone All-Stars can rack them. A lot of them played for Dunright Construction during the season, and of course that was the number 1 team.
The DJ had a bunch of good hits yesterday. So a fairly good day for DJ.
And of course, DJ Coleman, he played for Clay's Garden Center, and he had a really good year himself. He did really well. That's why he's here.
That's right, he's here.
Here comes Fitz now, takes the pitch, throws, and this one's going to be a foul back. That'll be in there for another strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to DJ Coleman.
That was 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good cut, buddy. Good swing. Pretty swing, DJ. Keep it going. Look at that ball.
That's what the scoreboard says. I guess you're right. That's okay. That's why we got 2 people doing this thing. 1-1 okay is a count. Here comes the 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Now it's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes.
For sure.
Cover the plate. Get kind of close. Cover the plate.
Randy really wants, Coach Randy Red really wants to see this runner get knocked around. Here comes now the pitch. Pumphrey on second base. Rather, this one's in the dirt. That's going to be in for ball 2. 2-2
I saw that little twitch of DJ's shoulders. Thought he was going to swing it, but he stopped himself right at the last second.
Well, you know, one thing about these good hitters, they want to hit the ball. They don't want to walk. They want to hit the ball.
Yeah.
And Coleman's one of them. He's itching to hit the smack the daylights out of the ball. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to bring up the 3rd and final out. So as we go now to the bottom of the 2nd, of course, we have 1-0. Blackstone barely has a lead, and we'll be back right after this.
This don't make no sense, Sean. I hope I bring you glory on this one, Father. Help me now.
Prom season is here, so stop by Epps Fashions at Blackstone and get just the right gown for you. And if they don't have exactly what you're looking for, they'll order it for you. And don't forget, fellas, Epps Fashions also has your tuxedo rentals, and you can receive $5 off for proms only. For all purchases made March 7th through March 31st, 5% will be donated to your church or organization. Even more of a reason to visit and check out their wonderful selection of fashions for men and women. Epps Fashions, where you dress for less and you'll truly be blessed. Located at 1350 South Main Street, Suite 110 in Blackstone, right across from Walmart Shopping Center. Store hours are Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sundays from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, call 434-292-4246 and tell them you heard it right here on WPEX 90.9 FM, the brand new Waves of Praise.
When I had nothing, had this.
Back here in Victoria, Virginia, right here on FM 90.9 WPEX. And welcome everybody who tuned into the radio station, and welcome everybody who tuned in to www.wpexonline.com. Hit the listen live button. You can hear us if you're have somebody out of state. Hey, tell them it's okay. Still tune us in.
Buy him a DVD.
And buy them a DVD, and we'll tell you about that a little later on in the in just a little bit, how you could purchase one of them.
Tanner Cyrus up to bat now for Prince Edward Farmville.
And the first pitch from RD is going to be low, almost onto the plate. Now being there for ball 1.
One thing about Blackstone they've had, other than Matthew, the pitcher's been having a hard time getting into the groove here. I guess maybe it's just the heat and the pressure right now.
All right, here comes ball 1. That's going to be ball 2 to Cyrus.
Come on, RD, you can do it.
Now, the thing about RD is sometimes he might throw 2 or 3 balls, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 he'll strike you out in a heartbeat. Here comes the next pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. And, of course, that one was a strike right in there. Now bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Go at him, RD. Let your defense do the work.
Hey, buddy. Good job.
Here comes the windup from Dalton. Here comes the pitch. Almost fake punt. And that's going to be...
I think that was actually outside, but the batter did not pull that back in time.
So that'll bring up 2 balls, and the count goes 2 and 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes Dalton, winding up and delivered a pitch. And this one's going to be right to the second baseman. He throws it to Matthew Hart, and that'll be out number 1. So Blackstone defense is doing pretty good, and
that's one over ahead right now.
And one of the things that you got to hand it to Ryan Dalton, he's kept so far to this point the hitters from pounding it.
That's true. They're getting a hold of it, but they're not doing a whole lot with it.
Walker Sunderland is up next, and that's going to be in there, strike number 1.
You don't necessarily need to throw 10 strikeouts a game, but if you can keep that batter only hitting to your infield the whole time, you can win the game that way.
Here comes the next pitch from Dalton. And this one's going to be inside for ball 1, outside ball 1.
A little bit
1 and 1 goes to count with 1 out.
Now we got done right.
So here comes now the pitch from Dalton. And a swing and a miss. Nice pitch, by the way. That'll be in there for strike number 2.
That puts him ahead now. 2 strikes, 1 ball with 1 out.
So Walker Sandelin of Farmville is going to have to protect that plate. Here comes now the pitch from RD. And he swings and a miss. And RD's got another strikeout.
Got his first strikeout today.
Defense! 2 out! Why is it 1?
Now this is Aaron, how do you pronounce his last name?
Broadwater.
Broadwater.
Yep.
Let's see what they can do with Broadwater. 2 outs. No men on, and so far Dalton has not thrown a really bad game.
It's a pretty good game, no doubt about it. I mean, he's had his up and downs here, but he's able to get away from him, which is important.
Here comes the first pitch. It's going to be low, but Broadwater swung at it anyway, and that's going to be in there for strike 1.
As I said before, you don't have to pitch strikes every time, as long as you get. If you can keep, just don't pitch
Mainly
a bad
get
game.
the man to swing at.
Exactly,
That's
get the
the
swing
thing.
at. That's what counts right there.
Here comes the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And and I will tell you a little bit later on about what Matthew said, but he says, one thing, he said, like when DJ Comey would pitch against him, he had a hard time against DJ because he threw all these weird pitches, and I could never really time out. Strike 3, and that goes for the 3rd out. So, good pitching by RD, good defense by the rest of the Blackstone All-Stars in the infield. And as we'll go now to the top of the 3rd, 0-0 is the score. We'll be back right after this.
Need trustworthy, qualified individuals to handle your payroll, bookkeeping, or taxes? The doctors are on call. You need the accounting surgeons. Contact Mary today and set up your appointment. Put your business in safe and confidential hands, the hands of the accounting surgeons. Call Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The phone number to call is 434-538-0595. The accounting surgeons, located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe.
Back here in Victoria, Virginia, Neville Field, and what a great ball game we're having. Right now, Blackstone All-Stars are winning 1-0 over the Prince Edward Farmville, and now Blackstone is coming up to bat. RD, or Ryan Dalton, is coming up, and he's going to try his luck. Fitz will be remaining in as pitching. And they've done a pretty good job, and all the way around a pretty good game.
They kept them from scoring points. I mean, that's important.
So as they still kind of warming up a little bit. But yeah, that's one of the things that Matthew was saying. He said, yeah, I've always had a hard time pitching against DJ, because DJ had these weird, he can never just sit down and time him out.
Yeah, he kept on changing the speed. If the guy is throwing accurately and he keeps changing his speed, it's a hard thing for a batter to get used to.
Well, the thing is, one of the things like Matthew says, he likes someone who throws consistently. He just times them out, and then he can go ahead and get everything on the ball and take it out of here. If you got someone who's throwing fast, low, and can do that consistently, that's what makes a rough pitcher, because then you got to swing at almost everything. Okay, let's see what Ryan Dalton now can do. Josh Bronson will be coming up on deck. Here comes the pitch from Fitz. And he brings a fast one down there, but that's going to be low, and that's going to be ball 1. But I couldn't tell if that was inside or outside, Robbie. Could you tell?
Low.
Just low.
Just low.
Just low. 1 ball and no strikes now to Dalton. Blackstone would really like to see that lead increase.
Oh, I bet.
Here comes now the pitch. And way, way too low. And that's going to be in there for another ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Want to thank our cameraman.
Braving the heat up there on top of the dugouts.
Yep. He's saying he gives me the thumbs up. Everything must be going good. Thank you very much, Kiki. You do a good job. And this one's going to be in there for a strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. And I think Dalton just kind of waited on that one since he already had 2 balls and want to see how many
It would take that.
Fitz will pitch before he throws one down there, and he did.
Hey, it's important. Wear this pitcher down. You got to do that in this league.
2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be a pop-up. It could be tricky, and it does. It gets through the shortstop, and now Dalton is on base with no outs. So the leadoff runner, and that's going to be bringing up Josh Bronson, and Trevor Lavelle is going to be coming up on deck. And this is maybe what Blackstone needs to get something rolling here.
It's exactly what they need. Get him in on base, and now he's got to bring him around.
And everybody starts to lighten up, cheering.
Go back to the old done right playbook. Steal the base and get him in scoring position.
Here comes the pitch, and this one's going to be in there for ball 1.
Like I said, go back to the old done right playbook. Steal him around the base and then get him in scoring position for a...
Yeah, but these are all-stars. You got to be careful. These catchers can throw good.
Catchers can throw to second base.
Here comes now the pitch from Fitz, and this one looks like a strike, and it is. So that count goes 1-1.
A little bit of mishandling the ball now.
Now that don't sound like much, with the mishandling, but if one gets away from you here with a runner on base, then he just advances.
Yep, it's like giving him a free base.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be fouled back, and the count remain 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's what I don't mind.
Josh Bonson, Trevor Lavelle, and Ben Angel will be coming up, and then we go right back to the Hunter McGraw, which will bring us to the top of the batting, assuming that we get that far.
Already the 3rd inning here.
Prince Edward and Blackstone squaring it off. Here comes the pitch, and this one's going to be hit, and this one could end up a double play. Not quite, but it gets through. Unfortunately, that's going to take Ryan Dalton out of the picture, but only 1 out, and Trevor Lavelle is coming up. And since that was overthrown into the other team's dugout, he will get to go to second base. So now we got another runner in scoring position.
Yep. Trevor Lavelle up the bat now for the Blackstone All-Stars.
Now, if I know Randy, he'll probably try to bunt this one. Nope, he sure doesn't. He had Travell swinging away. Foul back, strike 1.
Swinging something out over your head, buddy. You good, Trevor. You're in the hole.
Coach Randy Webb is spurring his team on a little bit. Hey, let's get something going. Here comes the next pitch.
Strike.
And this will be in there for strike 2.
That was in there. You can't watch him go by.
So, no balls and 2 strikes now to Lavelle. 1 out. Runner on second base. Here comes a pitch. This one is a foul back. Count remained the same, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That one went in reverse.
And everybody wants a crack at that bat.
Yeah, but a lot of people hard getting that timing down, this guy.
Here comes now the pitch from Fitz, high and way outside. And he'll swing and miss, strike number 3. And I noticed one thing about Fitz, he is throwing off pitches, and he's not, in other words, I say he's not consistent, not in a bad way, but he just don't throw a fastball or a slow ball or curveball. He throws them all over the place. Here comes the pitch from Ains.
Strike.
Right down the middle, strike 2, and that's what I'm talking about. He's throwing them in different places in the strike zone, and it's throwing our batters off a little bit.
Yeah, they're having a hard time dealing with this pitcher.
2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Here comes the pitch from Josh. Could be close. He's in there. So that brings Josh Bronson on third base.
Scoring position.
Yep.
Still, 2 outs with
no balls,
2 strikes.
No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here comes Fitz now pitching for Farmville. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. So, 1 man left on base once again, Robbie, 1-0, as Blackstone holds on to a 1-0 lead. Farmville will be coming up, and we'll be coming back right after this.
Need trustworthy, qualified individuals to handle your payroll, bookkeeping, or taxes? The doctors are on call. You need the accounting surgeons. Contact Mary today and set up your appointment. Put your business in safe and confidential hands, the hands of the accounting surgeons. Call Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The phone number to call is 434-538-0595. The accounting surgeons, located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe.
And we're back here at Neblett Field in Victoria, Virginia. And Robbie, where our bottom of the third inning, 1-0, and what a close game this is.
Definitely. 1 point separating the two. I mean, can't get much closer than that. Just being to feel like that Lunenburg game last night, just with less scores. You know?
Well, the only thing though, how long can Blackstone's luck hold out, because
Now, I hate to put pressure on RD, but I think a lot of it depends on how long RD can hold out. Then again, same thing for Prince Edward. Prince Edward's in the
how long can
same
Fitz
boat.
hold out?
Exactly.
And I think it's almost sometimes when you do this, and unfortunately it's this way, it's almost like a chess match when you have, a pitching duel going on.
Plus, you realize this is not the last. Whoever wins, this will not be the last game. You need to save some pitchers for tomorrow as well, against Lunenburg.
Anyway, here comes Dalton with a pitch, and that's going to be low, ball one, and that's going to be Trevor Camp that's up.
Yep.
Neither team has gone through their entire batting order yet. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be low for ball two.
Just below the kneecaps at that time.
Anytime when you get into the third inning, you haven't gone through the entire batting order, which means that usually the pitchers are doing a pretty good job on either side. 2 balls and no strikes now to Camp. Here comes the pitch from Dalton. This one's going to be way outside, ball 3.
Yep, it's a little bit outside and to the right.
And I guess what it's going to amount to is just how long, if RD walks this person, how long it would take for Randy to change pitchers, or if it's even necessary. Anyway, Camp watches this one go by. Unfortunately for him, he ends up, puts one right in there for a strike. So that's strike number 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes now the pitch from RD. 3 balls and 1 strike to Camp. And this one's going to be high, and that's ball 4. Camp will take first base.
Christian Adams coming at the bat now for the Prince Edward Farmville All-Stars.
Adam Christian had a good game yesterday. He's a left-hand hitter. So Matthew better get ready to go. He plays first base. Also, our
second baseman needs to be ready too. They all.
Outfield's still playing way back. Infield's playing about kind of short, kind of in the middle. Here comes the pitch.
Way inside.
Way inside, ball 1.
Come on, guys!
A little bit of ball being bobbled there. Got to get back to the pitcher.
That's something you got to be careful with. You don't want
to steal around.
You don't want those men to advance and just give it away. I mean, they're going to advance. You may let them earn it. Here comes now. 1 ball and no strike. Ooh,
strike.
Looks awful close. It is a strike.
Yeah, he burned that one.
That'll bring the count 1-1.
He burned that one right down there. I think Christian Adams was sitting back there waiting for it. I think they're trying to. I think at this point that Prince Edward's trying to burn down Ryan Dalton right now too.
Here comes now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Is this Clay Shorter or Clay Shorter is coming up next?
Clay Osborne.
Osborne. I couldn't read this handwriting. Still can't read it.
Went to a 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So as the count goes 2-2 here on Adams, Adam Christian actually. Osborne will be coming up on deck for Prince Edward Farmville. Runner on first base. Here comes the pitch from Dalton. And he hit the man, and now that puts runners on first and second. this is where
Got to be careful. No outs. Third, 2 men, and Adams on first, Camp on second. Got to be very careful. Don't let this get away from you. Load the bases up.
here comes now the pitch.
Oh,
Way inside, low and inside, ball 1. And Dalton is having a little bit of problems keeping the ball coming down straight down.
Position, come on. Get it ready, defense.
You can do it, RD.
Clay Osborne. And this
Ooh,
one
inside.
almost, and it does hit him. And this will probably bring out, Randy Webb and reload the bases up on walks.
Here he comes.
And he calls timeout. So, who do you think you'll bring in pitching? We can't bring Matthew Hart in.
No, he'll bring in, I can't remember his name. He's the other Dunright pitcher. Pitch for Dunright, if I recall. Oh, they might keep him in there for no. He's going back out to second base. And we got number 10 coming in.
That's not Pumphrey, is it?
Andrew Pumphrey, yep.
Okay.
I saw him warming up there, so I figured it was going to be him coming in. Saw him warming up there just before the game. I think their initial plan was always to bring Pumphrey in once RD started getting tired, and it's about that time.
So, the stats program is down right now, so we don't know
the
exactly.
stats are up. I just can't get them into the computer, so it doesn't look very good. First, if I try to hit this right now, we see a non-unloaded bases, which isn't right. So, oh well, we'll keep it dark.
Another reason we don't know how many pitches he's thrown yet. He's thrown RD through.
I can tell you probably pretty quickly how many pitches RD threw. I got great reports here. Let's see here. RD looks like he threw 35 maybe. 35 pitches, what I'm seeing.
Well, that's about half as many as Matthew threw in the entire game yesterday.
Hot day, different pitchers.
Yep.
Different batters. Just the way, a lot of things come into play there.
Trouble is, you got bases loaded with no outs. That's kind of a bad,
tough situation to come as a
terrible
relief
time
player.
to have to come in on, man, I tell you.
It's tough as the relief pitchers come in on that.
Play on the inside, the base pass.
So Pumphrey looks like he's warmed up. And here we go.
Blackstone ahead, 1-2-0, bases loaded now.
Force at every base.
Got Jamel Sprager coming up the bat for Prince Edward Farmville. Bases loaded, no outs.
Play will be at home to the catcher, get that leadoff runner out, and pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Andrew comes in there and throws one right down there.
You're backing it up. Back up your pitcher every time.
Notice Andrew has a really wide windup. He reaches way back and tosses it.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. By the way, that Sprague is the way you pronounce that name, Robbie. Anyway, strike 3, and he will go down. Now bring up the first out for Blackstone. Bases are still loaded, though.
That's how you do it. 3 quick pitches there.
And I believe that brings up Jordan next.
Yep. Jordan Helton.
Here comes the pitch. And this one's going to be hit hard. If he throws it on home, does he get him? He throws it hard and misses the ball. The man will score. He threw the ball. He bobbled the ball at first, and it was hit back to Pumphrey. He was able to pick the ball up, but he threw the ball and it got away from a little bit high, and the catcher wasn't able to come down there with it. So now the game is tied 1-1.
Bases are still loaded too. Tough. Now
they come back to the top of the batting order.
Yep. Jacob Escher is 0 for 1 today. Outside.
Now
Adams
ball
up,
number 1.
Adams up there on third base, takes a nice little lead and walks back.
Here comes the pitch. This one's going to be
outside
and a little bit high as well. That's going to be there for ball 2. And this is where Blackstone ran into trouble yesterday.
Yeah, base got loaded and they kept on getting loaded back up on him.
Swing and a miss, strike number 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's kind of what happened yesterday.
If they dodge out of this bullet, I mean, it's tough, but they can get out of it. They do got one out.
Bases loaded, so play still at home plate. And this one's going to be foul back, strike 2. And if there's ever a needed strikeout, this is the time.
Andrew does not want Jacob here to get away from him this time.
White will be on deck. Here comes a pitch, foul back, and the count remains the same, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Jacob stays alive with that hit.
Infield playing very, very short right now. So is the outfield. The outfield is also playing short. Here comes the pitch. Foul back again. And the count remains 2-2.
I think at this point, everyone's pulling forward to back up their various infielders here.
Which is the right thing to do. Just hope the guy don't smack one way over your head on that. And that can happen.
You got to gamble in some way sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Manly is trying to get to backups, and here comes the pitch.
Outside.
And this one's going to be outside, ball 3, and that brings the ball count
Very
full.
important pitch. Something's going to happen one way or another here. Andrew needs one right down the middle this time. Nice fastball.
Do it, bud.
A walk will bring a runner in, and then Farmville will take the lead. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And an important strikeout that was.
That brings 2 down for Andrew. Now we got Xavier White coming to bat now for Prince Edward Farmville. Here the crew is starting to get a little excited here.
Now the outfield is backing up a little bit. Here comes the pitch. And this one's a hard hit down, and this will be in play. That was a hard hit. One will score. Another one, Osborne, is also going to score. And that's going to be 3-1. And that one was hit right down, almost on the line down third base. No way Dalton was going to be able to get over and get that one.
As he grew wings and flew, it's not going to happen.
Either that or he's like that stretch man on Fantastic Four and was able to stretch his hand over. Other than that, there was no way that he was going to get that thing.
Good hit all the way around.
Yep. So that's going to be a single. That does bring again 2-man in. And that brings up Matthew Falls is up.
Matthew Fitz.
Fitz. He's the pitcher. And he swings, fouls one back, strike 1.
Matthew is 1 for 1 so far today. He nailed a nice little base hit earlier. On the plus side, the bases aren't loaded up anymore.
Plays at third base with 2 outs, or actually plays at just about any base.
Strike.
And that's going to be in there for strike 2.
Pretty pitch that time.
2 outs, fortunately. If it's close to first base, you can just toss it to first base to Matthew and get him out. You can pass Morris, get him out. Dalton, get that man. So you got some pretty good place to throw ball if it's on a ground ball.
No.
And this one is on the ground. Is going to hold up. And it's going to be close. He's got him. What a play. By Dalton was able to get that man out and actually saved a lot of runs from coming in.
Yep, major save there.
So we'll be back. Now retired aside, but 2 scored. And now we have actually 3 scored.
Yeah, 3 scored that inning. So 3-1 now.
And we'll be back right after this on WPEX.
Hunter, John, Logan.
Need trustworthy, qualified individuals to handle your payroll, bookkeeping, or taxes? The doctors are on call. You need the accounting surgeons. Contact Mary today and set up your appointment. Put your business in safe and confidential hands, the hands of the accounting surgeons. Call Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The phone number to call is 434-538-0595. The accounting surgeons, located at 126 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe.
Victoria, Virginia, right here on FM 90.9 WPEX Radio. They got a good ball game going, 3-1 Farmville leading over Blackstone All-Stars. But Blackstone is probably going to be ready to come back as we have the top of the batting order coming up.
Yep. Hunter McGraw coming up here to start out the lineup, start the inning. Top of the fourth. Go to our second camera.
Robbie's not only the color guy, but he's also the producer as well. So they want to keep Fitz in his pitching. He's pitched a really good game so far. I've been pitching a lot of
Yeah, why? If he's pitching good, why pull him out? Can't blame the crew on that one. Can't really blame him one bit. He's been hard to hit against today.
Here comes the pitch. And this one's right in there for strike one, and he continues to do so.
He's throwing strikes, too.
And see, that's been the difference because we've loaded our bases up, and they haven't done that yet.
We'll see. Pitchers do get tired.
And this one's a hard-hit ball. This one could be trouble.
Yep.
And it is. And this one gets through everybody. This is going to be an easy double. And they're going to try to make it a third. This is going to be interesting. And he's going to hold up at third base.
Wow, I didn't expect him to go for that third base run. Great running by Hunter McGraw there.
A beautiful throw though to Fisher.
Not to mention a little bit of luck there too.
And a little bit of luck went there, but a beautiful throw by the actual to Fisher by the cutoff man.
Yeah.
But they missed it, and it ended up McGraw's now in scoring position with no outs. And that brings up Logan Powell. Here comes the pitch. And this one's a high ball. He takes it anyway and fouls it back. Strike one. And so far, Fitz has really stayed ahead on the strike and ball ratio. Here comes now the next pitch. And this one's going to be a hard hit ball. This one gets through. This could be an error. And this one's going to be an interesting. And the catcher, he got him out. And now here comes Logan Powell down, and they get in.
Oh! Bad luck there.
And boy, sometimes you just can't buy.
When he first hit it, we were supposed to run hard.
So here comes Logan Powell is actually. Logan Powell is up. That was.
Hey, listen.
I guess that was Josca Bronson that hit that.
Yeah.
Oh, what a defensive play by Farmville. You got to hand it to him.
Got to hand it to him. Heads up play. Blackstone got burned in two ways. Good catching by Prince Edward Farmville. High.
That's going to be high to Logan Powell. That's going to bring up 1-1.
Double play on that. Two hard hit ball. Bad break. We got to come back.
Well, Randy couldn't sit it better. Here comes the next pitch. This one will be low, and it's going to be there for ball two. So in this case, Blackstone was able to get runners on base, actually, two good hits. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get any of them in. Farmville made a good defensive play, swing and miss by Logan Powell, strike two.
2 strikes, 2 balls.
So the count goes 2-2 to Powell. And Fitz is still throwing an excellent game.
Yep.
Matthew Hart will be on deck. Here comes the pitch. And a foul back.
Of course.
And again, that still count remains 2-2.
Logan stays alive out there.
And Fitz throwing almost nothing but strikes.
And there are tricky strikes to hit too.
Here comes now Fitz with delivery.
Outside.
And this one's going to be outside.
Full count.
Now bring up full count. So to a good hitter like Logan Powell, sometimes this can be a dream ball coming right down at you.
Yeah, pitcher's got to throw it close, but that by the same token, the batter's got to bat anything close too.
Here comes the pitch, and he hits it down, and it's just a small third first base. It will get him out, and now we go back into the field. So,
Come on, wake up. Come
is
back.
that 3 up, 3 down? Yeah, actually it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Josh, take a break for a second.
I need a ball.
And we'll be back right after this, right here on FM 90.9 WPEX.
Don't settle for less than the best. Call Debbie's Doodles today for your beautiful professional business cards, church and business stationery, church bulletin signs, and much, much more. And if you need a design and not quite sure what you want, have a sit-down consult with Debbie and she'll fix you right up with just the right one for your business, church, or organization. Be blessed with the best, giving God the glory for it all. Debbie's Doodles, located at 501 Brunswick Avenue in Blackstone. For more information, call 434-292-3378.
Back in Victoria, Virginia on FM 90.9 WPEX Radio. And Robbie, why don't you tell them how you can buy one of these CDs?
Well, over here, the obvious way is to come here and get a DVD, right?